Sorry about that. My cord fell out at the last second. So, hello everybody, my name is PJ Nick, and welcome to Gone Home. You remember the last video that I just absolutely chickened out? I mean, it's scary! Oh, okay, let me turn down the volume so that the thunder won't scare me. New game. Alright, here's the controls. Walk around using L. I made that joke in the last video. Alright, so walk around using L stick and look around using right stick. Left stick and right stick. Where would the other buttons? Modifier and commentary. Oh, all lights start on. Oh yes, yes, that's me. That's me. Unlock all doors. Disable voice diaries. Nope. Enable commentary. Yes. Alright, so then icons will appear throughout the house, allowing you to hear commentary from the game's development. Yes, I would like some company. I would love some company. And plus, I love how it shrinks. It's like a real tape recorder. Hello? I gotta get my hair cut. Okay.
Hi, Mom. So I got my ticket home from Europe. I get back on June 6th, but it's a really late flight because that was the cheapest, so it gets in at midnight. But don't worry, I'll get a shuttle from the airport, so you don't have to pick me up. Like, really, seriously, you don't have to.
Teenagers.
Okay, so, love you. See you soon. Bye.
Bye. Alright, let's get into it. Oh. Wonder when the commentary starts. It better not jump scare me. I hit it. Ah, jeez. 1999. 1995. Oh! Commentary coins! Oh! Yes!
Hi, I'm Steve Gaynor. I'm the co-founder of the Fulbright Company. We made Gone Home. I was the writer and designer. And thank you for taking a look at our commentary mode. Whenever you find an icon like the one you just clicked on, you can find out a little bit more about the game. I want to thank everybody who's added commentary. Yanman and Carla, my co-founders of the company.
Bro.
Kate Craig, our 3D artist. Chris Remo, our composer. Sarah Grayson, the voice of Sam Greenbrier, and Corin Tucker, the lead singer of Heavens to Betsy and Slater and other awesome bands. So thank you, everybody, and enjoy commentary mode.
I will! Thank you! Oh, it's just the rain. A commentary.
So, Christmas Duck. Christmas Duck, is a fan favorite. He's kind of a mascot, I guess, and I think that's partly because it's a weird concept, a Christmas duck, and partly because it's like the first unique thing that you encounter in the game. It's kind of
I see a bit of an icon!
Character. But the thing is, Christmas Duck was not planned. When we were starting the project, we didn't have a 3D modeler because Kate came on a couple months after we started, and we needed a bunch of 3D models. And so I was just going through the Unity asset store. So I was going through the list and saw this Christmas duck. And I was like, what is that? Okay, and I grabbed it and we used it as like a test object just to set up the system where you can grab stuff and carry it around. And then I ended up saying, all right, we got this Christmas duck, I'll hide the key under it. And instead of replacing the free model with a totally different thing, just made a real version of it. And Carla modeled it, and Kate textured it, and we kept him in the game, and we're glad because he's everybody's little
Okay,
friend.
that's it. I'm too good
Little
now.
Christmas duck.
I regret bringing you in. I missed the commentary. Dang it! Come on. Come on. No. I promise. I'm sorry. Just be quiet. This is why I don't let you put this in. Mom, please help. Does not want to listen. Alright. Alright, let's get back to the game! Woo! Mom, this is unlocked? What? Oh! Alright, I forgot. Ugh.
So, Christmas Duck. Christmas Duck is a fan favorite. He's kind of a mascot, I guess, and I think that's partly because it's a weird concept, Christmas Duck, and partly because it's like the first unique thing that you encounter.
Oh man, mom handwriting. We went through a lot of different moms for handwriting. A lot of different moms contributed handwriting for our game. At first, let's see, how did we do? What were we doing first? I think I just did it, and it wasn't great. And then we had Emily do it, but her handwriting was used so heavily in other parts of the game that we had to find someone else. And I think we actually had Yanaman try to do it for a while before he was Dad's handwriting. And then we got Yanaman's mom, and she was ideal for it. Really good mom handwriting. Yeah.
Right.
Hello, my name is Kate Craig, and I was creating a lot of the environment assets for the game. Not all of them, some of them I had help with, which I'll touch on a little later, but most of the stuff like the walls and the floors, some of the larger pieces of furniture were my doing, and I'm going to be talking about some of the environmental storytelling aspects in Gone Home. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention the work that my wife Emily Carroll did on the project. She did the house title image that we've used for our wallpapers and for the start screen of the game.
We're champions.
She did the loading cassette tape, and she did the maps in the house. And actually, Carla made a font out of her handwriting because we wanted something that was just a little bit spooky, maybe a little ominous, but something that sort of suited the tone of the game.
Thank you.
I was really glad to be with
Someone
her,
understands
and I was really
me.
glad that the other guys were too. We had a really good time. And people have responded quite positively to her title screen, which is something that I really appreciate, and I know she does too.
What's this one?
Yeah, the biggest purpose of the card was, to say, oh, Sam is 17, if you look for this thing. But there's so much, we need so much handwriting in the game, especially for, like, one-off characters. That you don't see their handwriting more than once. And I
hear breathing behind me. Oh, jeez.
A birthday card from
in the real world.
some
That's
member of
obvious.
Sam's more extended family that you were never going to hear from again. And so I was like, okay, it could be.
No, I don't like this.
And as an Easter egg, kind of like wink and nod thing, like, we're fans of.
Is that me
the
breathing?
Looking Glass legacy games and Deus Ex and Dishonored, and so I got in contact with Harvey Smith, who is the lead designer of Deus Ex and the co-creative lead of Dishonored, and asked if he would just write on a piece of paper, "Happy Birthday, Sam," from Uncle Harvey, and he just took a picture with his cell phone and
like 5 minutes after you asked him. It was amazing.
Someone in the commentary breathing.
Yeah,
it was the best.
I think he took a picture with his cell phone and it was really cool. Harvey's a great guy, and I love his games, and we're super honored to have his signature in the hub of the Greenbrier house.
Hell yeah.
I thought the commentary was gone.
Hello, my name is Kate Craig, and I was creating a lot of the environment assets for the game. Not all of them, some of them I had help with, which I'll touch on a little later, but...
We never really discussed the idea of individually scoring each audio log ahead of time. I just got an email
Shut
one
up,
day from Steve after
Lightning.
they had done the first round of voice recording with Sarah Grayson, who did an amazing job as Sam. And he said he'd been thinking about the idea of giving each log a piece of music to ground it in the proper tone. So I just started doing these short 20 to 60 second pieces, and that ended up being the bulk of the work for the game. It was a very iterative process. I did them in the order they were recorded, and I would just keep sending revisions of each log to Steve, taking his feedback, modifying the piece, and sending it back. Especially at the beginning, the feedback was almost always pull it back more. I've never done music this subdued before. Even more so than most game music, it primarily exists to quietly suggest a mood and tone to the player. Sarah's voice is always the main audio content. The game soundtrack I worked on previous to this was Blendo Games' 30 Flights of Loving, which consists of some really huge, bombastic, brassy pieces. So switching gears to Gone Home and constantly hearing pull it back, less melody was surprisingly challenging at first. But over time, I think Steve and I developed a pretty good rapport. For the most part, the diaries required fewer revisions each time. And it's always a good reminder in a collaborative endeavor that your contribution only exists to make the whole work better, not to be seen or heard unto itself.
What is this? Yeah. Ew. Ugh. Why?
The life cycle of the condom.
That's not a real thing, Steve.
The life cycle of the condom.
All right.
By Carla Zamanja.
Is as follows. Initially, the condom was a separate plot point. It was an actual plot point. We gave it
It's an actual plot point.
Lonnie, and we had Sam find it in Lonnie's purse, and it made Sam worried.
Why?
About what the hell
Why
she
is
was
that a
doing
thing?
with it, etc. And
In the game.
that was sort of a wedge to drive me apart when that was the storyline, which it no longer is. And because we decided we hated it. But I had already made the condom asset, which I'm actually really proud of. I really like that condom. It's really good. Also, I think Nero is a really good brand for condoms. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a play on Trojan and everything, but it works. And
You're big and
it's
fat.
the whole, like, notably decadent,
Right,
it's like,
yeah.
it's... Anyway, I like it. I'm proud of this thing.
And the specular on it looks really nice.
It does look good. I don't know. So we had this, extra asset lying around.
Okay, I'm changing it. Oh, sorry, I
One
didn't
of my
mean
favorite
to throw
things
the
that came
picture.
out during development was someone wrote an email mistakenly referring to Mittens, and Steve replied in the voice of Katie, saying, "It's just Mitten. She's only one cat, Mom."
It could still be called Mittens. It doesn't have to be, like... It doesn't have to be, like, Mitten because it's one cat. It could be called one cat and it could be called...
Another board game. This one wasn't done by me, though. This one was done by Carla. But I really like it because
What?
the ghost figures on the back of the game are actually long-deceased family members.
Stop!
So there's a lot less density in the house than there would be in a real house. Like, if you look around your house, there's just junk piled everywhere, probably. Like,
Star House.
I think it's
Exactly
most
what's here
houses.
right now.
But,
That's
so,
exactly
our
what's here right
strategy
now,
was
isn't it?
You either
Isn't it?
fully invest in something and, put, like, a plausible representation of this aspect of a room in, or you just don't put it in at all. And the player will fill in the gaps between, like, oh, these are all the things that represent the kind of room I'm supposed to be in, and it doesn't jump out at me that there's no toilet plungers in the bathroom or
put it back,
But
throw it
the
away,
biggest
yeah,
instance
throw
of
it in the
this
toilet.
that I think
Throw it
actually
in the
totally
toilet,
works, because
please.
no one has ever called it
Yeah, I
out,
know.
is, surprise, think about it, there are no shoes in this house. Ta-da!
Right now.
and I don't think anybody's noticed it, and I think it's because if we had put one pair of shoes or two pairs of shoes, people would have said, where are all the rest of the shoes?
Right.
But really, to have a plausible house, Mom would have to have 10 pairs of shoes and her work boots, and Dad would need to have some tennis shoes and some work shoes, and so on and so forth. So we just said, there aren't going to be any shoes, and we hope nobody notices.
It's just not going to be any shoes. I hope nobody notices. It's developers.
Barf Burger is enjoyed by all. So the thing is, I drew the Barf Burger because I drew all of Lonnie's drawings. So I drew the two cats on the motorcycle, and
Those are good
Captain
drawings,
Lego
by the
drawings
way.
and stuff
I
like
haven't
that.
seen them though.
And that was
here?
was really
Oh!
I did Lonnie's handwriting in the game.
You're
and
awesome,
Carla
man.
did Sam's handwriting. And that was partly because
You're good.
the
You're
two
good
of
with
us
drawings.
were going to be working the most closely on this stuff, and so being able to just quickly
Oh, you're
rewrite
so
a
good
note
with
that we wanted to
drawings.
change
I
and
like
scan it and update the game and not have to
I'm a
email
dinosaur.
somebody to say,
I'm
oh,
a
could you write that again or
dinosaur.
whatever was really useful. And also,
I
we
am a
both just happen to have
stegosaurus.
sloppy dreams and handwriting that looks
Steggy.
believably 17
I am a
years old.
stegosaurus.
Also, I have a believably 17-year-old
Oh, I'm
level
keeping
of drawing
this.
skill, so
I'm keeping this.
that worked too.
By the way, I'm keeping
but
this.
It was
Sticky,
it was
protected.
fun because basically the notes
Fair the rock
were
of
created
sticky. The
in real life in
dinosaur.
essentially the same way they were in the
Can I get
fiction,
in the
where
room? Oh,
I would
I
write
have
my
to
part of
calm
the
down.
note and then hand the piece of paper to Carla, and she would write her part of the note, and we just constructed it that way.
I'm keeping this. Hang on, let me put you down. And let me click this commentary. I got some
One of the
numbers.
assets that I really liked creating in the game were these board games.
Oh,
So there's 3 in total
I'm
of
a
them throughout the
dinosaur.
house.
I'm
Ideally
a
there'd be more,
dinosaur.
but we had to focus on
I'm a
getting
dinosaur.
the balls built and things like that.
Oh, it's so
But I
cute.
really
I
like
love
them. They're
it.
just a
I'm
simple
keeping
extruded
this.
cube. There's something
Can I
about
put it in my
environment
inventory?
design that's really fun.
I want to put it in my
aspect of it, where
inventory.
you have to create fake brand names. You have to create fake toys and fake storefronts. Maybe my favorite is
Down the floor.
in the game Costume
Up
Quest,
a
where you go to
floor.
the shopping mall.
Oh,
There's
okay.
a store called
Where am
Warehouse
I?
Flip Flops,
Where am I in?
which always makes me really happy. But this one is a parody of Dream
I'm in
Phone,
Sam's room.
which is a awful game that came out in the early 90s, where you sit around a table with your girlfriends and you pick up this plastic pink phone and call these sexy boys, and you see which one likes you. It doesn't really suit Sam's personality exactly.
I'm doing it. Stephen Carla.
I was one of the hosts of the Idle Thumbs video game podcast for a year or two, and I go on there, and every once in a while, those guys are my friends. And I didn't want to put Idle Thumbs references all over the game, but I did want to have
Did I
Idle
leave this
Thumbs
door
references
open?
in the game. So we
I did.
localized them
I'm
entirely
such
to
a
this
slob.
one piece of paper.
Keep
Almost everything
keep
on
that.
here is
I
an
love
Idle
it.
Thumbs reference, and specifically to a weird exchange that we had about Will
Oh, I
Wright's
went in circles. Dang
GDC
it.
talk in like
I'm
2008,
going downstairs. It's over
where
here.
he didn't want everybody to show up and crowd the place, so he gave his speaker name as Phaedrus. And
Original
Hi,
score.
I'm Chris Remo, the composer on Gone Home. In my commentary tracks, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what went into creating the original music soundtrack for the game.
Oh my god. You are so lucky you finished high school before we moved into this house. So, it's the first day of school, and there I am, introducing myself to the class. And I say that I just moved into the house on Arbor Hill. All of a sudden, every kid in the room turns and just stares like I suddenly transformed into a mutant. I just stood there, wishing pretty hard for a rewind button. Because now maybe nobody knows my name, but they all know who I am. The Psycho House Girl. Great.
I'm putting.
Most of the bookshelves in the house are
So relaxing.
filled with undifferentiated books. I mean, they're not undifferentiated, but they're low detail because, God, it would be an entire dev cycle's worth of work to actually do plausible spines on every single book. That would kill us. And then to repeat a whole bunch of books would also be sort of terrible.
Yeah.
And not be very plausible.
I hear you.
We had
Oh, I forgot I had
chiefly
zoom in button. Oh.
unlabeled books.
Shut up!
or books in which the labels have been
I told you to shut up, Thunder!
And we had a few
Sorry. Shut up, Thunder.
individual
Can I unplug this?
books that were
Nope.
more precisely and specifically.
I like the lights
named.
on
the way that
thing.
we
It's
did
not
the books in
scary
the
because
game
I put it
is
on the
we
settings.
made like 3 or 4 of these clumps.
I
of
hate the dark,
books,
so-
that have the generic spines on them. They're
Yeah.
just sort of filler books. They're kind of like what would
That's me. I hate the
be
dark.
in the bookshelves of like a lawyer's office in a in a cheap lawyer's TV.
Did I
commercial.
go
Right,
around
where they
in
buy them by the foot
circles?
and whatever.
Yeah, and
It's over here.
and then we took 1 or 2 clumps and retextured them to all have specific readable spines on them,
Ah!
and then I just took those
Oh, it's
clumps
in
and
the real
broke them
world.
up and
Okay,
scattered the individual books around in different bookshelves in the house, so that hopefully
This is my
I think
dad.
every bookshelf has
My-
at least one
my
unique book.
dad's
in it. That might
doing?
not be true of everything in the library.
Or do we
since there's
make
so many
pill?
bookshelves
Me and
there,
Sam
but,
make
I
pillow
guess I should say
forts.
every or almost every bookcase had at least one unique book in it that never
Whoa.
repeated. To kind of split the difference
Or
of,
it's just the
okay, they're not
thunder
all
or
generic,
lightning. There's just
but
the
also
lightning.
we can't afford to make them all unique, and we didn't want to have any repeat in an obvious way. So that was our strategy for trying to not do any of the things that we wanted to not do.
So these are all the VHS tapes, or most of them, in the house.
It's funny.
And
It's like really funny.
these in the TV room are
Oh, hang on.
from only they only belong to Dad and Sam. So these are all the VHS
stop.
tapes, or most of them, in the house. And these in the TV room are from only they only belong to Dad and Sam.
Role model.
Because Mom has some VHS tapes.
Oh, Girl
put her up in the
Scout.
bedroom. And you can tell Dad's because he writes in a big, heavy, all caps style handwriting, and Sam does not. So, contrary to popular opinion, the X-Files tapes are not Dad's; they're in fact Sam's.
But stuff like
What if it was
JFK
Yes.
has
like,
an obvious dad interest, and
metal,
some of
like-
the other stuff that we put in there was very much like, what is a
like
dad
what are those like
movie?
Slipknot
What is a if
or Metallica?
when we were growing up, for instance, like what is
like
a movie
role
that
model.
our
It was
dad
just like,
or
like,
a neighbor's
oh,
dad would
nice.
have? So
Hopefully
stuff like
it's
the
not the
Andromeda
music.
Strain or
Like,
Moonraker. It's just sort of like, dad's
Dads love that shit.
yeah, dads were born in the 50s.
He just starts playing,
We're,
it's like-
we're super into that kind of stuff.
Oh, come on!
And then some of it was,
It's like
stuff
Metallica
that
or
we liked
some
or
heavy metal
remembered from when we were growing
bands
up.
or-
Like, you
or
will know
like,
that Carla was involved in
what is
making this
it?
game because Beetlejuice and RoboCop are on a
Who
VHS
wrote-
tape.
Who did
That's
Breakdown?
most of what you need to know about Carla.
That's true.
Oh, that's
there.
just the. Oh yeah! Oh. Oh, that's the name of the song. Did it say role model? I'm pretty sure it did. No, I want a different side. Can I put in side A? I want side A, please. Ugh. Hang on. Flip. I can't use any of the buttons. Don't. Oh yeah! Here, let me scoot over. Ah! Hey! 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 The numbers! Oh, the sound goes around you! Oh, it's so cool! When you turn around, the sound goes around you. I guess not, it's only if you're wearing headphones. Yeah, see, it says role model. No wonder it says that. I'm about to say because I want to be in a band. She said that. And what if it was like,
Sarah Grayson, and I do the voice of Sam
and, like, it actually said role model because she wanted to be in a band. And
currently
like,
based out of Portland, Oregon. So, right around where the Fulbright company is
like one of
from,
those like,
which
what
is
is
part
it?
of, I guess, how this all came to be.
Agent Orange. I just
started
remembered
doing
Agent
voiceover work
Orange.
Probably about 4
Wrote,
or 5 years ago. It's been a bit of an on and off journey because I also have had regular
Like
9
they
to 5
wrote,
jobs that whole time. So I
they
always get
wrote
excited when
Breakdown.
I see video game auditions come across because it's always been something that I wanted to do. And, really excites me because I'm a video game fan
I
myself.
love that.
So there was an audition that came across that at the time was entitled Dear
Oh, yeah.
Diary. and it had this wonderful description about being this sort of 16, 17-year-old
Where do we
girl.
go?
Not too much detail about her, just
I like
that
this
she
game.
was new to her school, new to this place she was living.
Dear Katie, so much has changed, even just since you've been away. We moved into this house. I'm at a new school.
Ah.
And my big sister being gone for a year doesn't make it any easier. It doesn't feel real. But I'm not gonna let it faze me. I used to tell you everything, and if I can't do it in person, because you're off gallivanting around who knows where, I'll tell it to this journal. Just like I was
Thank you.
We never really discussed the idea of individually scoring each audio log ahead of time. I just got an email one day from Steve after they had done the first round of voice recording with Sarah Grayson, who did an amazing job as Sam. And he said he'd been thinking about the idea of giving each log a piece of music to ground it in the proper tone. So I just started doing these short 20 to 60 second pieces, and that ended up being the bulk of the work for the game. It was a very iterative process. I did them in the order they were recorded, and I would just keep sending revisions of each log to Steve, taking his feedback, modifying the piece, and sending it back. Especially at the beginning, the feedback was almost always pull it back more. I've never done music this subdued before. Even more so than most game music, it primarily exists to quietly suggest a mood and tone to the player. Sarah's voice is always the main audio content. The game soundtrack I worked on previous to this was Blendo Games' 30 Flights of Loving, which consists of some really huge, bombastic, brassy pieces. So switching gears to Gone Home and constantly hearing pull it back, less melody, was surprisingly challenging at first. But over time, I think Steve and I developed a pretty good rapport. For the most part, the diaries required fewer revisions each time. And it's always a good reminder in a collaborative endeavor that your contribution only exists to make the whole work better, not to be seen or heard unto itself.
I can't remember the words. Just for us surrounding.
Hello, my name is Kate Craig, and I was creating a lot of the environment assets for the game. Not all of them, some of them I had help with, which I'll touch on a little later, but most of the stuff like the walls and the floors, some of the larger pieces of furniture were my doing, and I'm going to be talking about some of the environmental storytelling aspects in Gone Home. I feel like I would be remiss if I didn't mention the work that my wife Emily Carroll did on the project. She did the house title image that we use for our wallpapers and for the start screen of the game. She did the loading cassette tape, and she did the maps of the house. And actually,
when you're putting like lamps and stuff around a house, one thing that you have to deal with is plugging them in. And something that always annoys me about level design in games is when there's some lamp or piece of electronics that would have to be plugged in because it doesn't run on batteries, but it doesn't have a cable because video games. And so since
I'm gonna use the bathroom. BRB, be right back. I'm back. Is this right? It's on the right way. Good. So if it wasn't on the right way, did you hear anything? Was like, and I said, what if he was like this and you hear this? Like, man, I wish he was like,
A big part of the point of Gone Home is the specificity of the house and the believability of all the details.
Because of that, Steve himself.
I spent some late nights with my meager Maya skills.
Everybody loves ginger ale.
Modeling custom cables
Can I
for
pick up
each
the
of the
plate?
things that's
Can I
plugged
pick
in,
up the
so
plate?
that the cables actually run from
Okay, what's on the back?
TV or the lamp or whatever to an outlet in the wall.
It is a really good detail. I think that I'm proud of you for getting that in there, Steve. That's important. Yeah.
Okay. Turn you off, you're making a bunch of noise. Also, you're giving light, so put you on.
My name is Sarah Grayson, and I do the voice of Sam Greenbrier in Gone Home. Currently based out of Portland, Oregon, so right around where the Fulbright Company is from, which is part of, I guess, how this all came to be. I started doing voiceover work probably about 4 or 5 years ago. It's been a bit of an on and off journey, because I also have had regular 9-to-5 jobs that whole time. So I always get excited when I see video game auditions come across.
I gotta get in here.
It's always been something that I wanted to do.
On my map?
And really excites me because I'm a video game fan myself. So there was an
Yeah,
audition that came
on me.
across that at the time was entitled Dear Diary. And it had this wonderful description about being this sort of 16, 17-year-old girl. Not too much detail about...
Yes? Hold on, be right back. guys, I have to end the video here because I'm getting kind of bored, but I have to leave or something. But I like this game, and hang on, I actually like this game, and I'll do another part. So if you liked it, please hit the like button, and also subscribe to my channel, and comment what you thought about this. If it was boring, and you want me to do it without the commentary, or you like the commentary, and do it again with the commentary. So I'll see you in the next video.